So welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix, next episode of my career mode. As you can tell, I have the gummy bears on in the background. Such a good cartoon. It's a shame really that Disney can't make great cartoons like that anymore without shoving PC stuff into it, which me and millions of others hate. Alright. So yeah, I qualified 15th for the race. Got a really good car, and I know it can definitely run pretty good around here. And it's gonna rain in the race. So yeah, 18 laps of racing around Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Unfortunately, the Canadian Grand Prix was cancelled in real life because of stupid 19. It's a great one, calls it.
Hello and welcome to the Ile Notre Dame once again for what promises to be another incredible Canadian Grand Prix at a fiercely competitive circuit, where pole position can often be decided by less than 1/10 of a second. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions. And watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Gasly, Hamilton, Sainz, Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo, Russell, Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda and Ocon, Bird, Giovinazzi, Louis Delatraz and Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Joe, Raikkonen, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alright, definitely want to lighten the fuel load, I know that. Alright. Yeah, it's a good strategy. I can live with this, but probably was thinking of starting on the soft tire because of the rain, which I think is probably a better idea in my eyes. But then again, I don't know when it's gonna rain, so yeah, I'll just go along with what the engineers want. Alright. And it's lights out and away we go in Canada. Yeah, that was a dive bomb move by Yuki Tsunoda there. And I got a real log jam in front of me. Just glad Alonso didn't run right into the side of me there going into the corner. Do I sneak? I did not want to hit Daniel there because I couldn't stop in time. Oh my goodness. So I mean, it's always a war zone on the first lap, you know. I'm just trying to be careful not to get into anybody, but the problem is that these AI like to run side by side majority of the time. And I'm trying to be careful to leave George and Seb enough space. The problem is they keep crowding me into the wall. It's actually Lance Stroll here. See if I can sneak by him. Alright, got him. Get by Lance, Sir Lancelot, and get a draft on him and get back around him, take the spot back away. Yeah, it seems like Daniel got a puncture. See if I can catch the future Mercedes man, George Russell.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Stop. Every time I get stuck behind these guys, I just...
Okay, we don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
Oh my goodness, got the power way too hard. Did not want to do that, that's for sure. Just trying to stay with George up here in case if he makes an error. I know I got DRS on him coming down the casino straight. I know that. I could maybe just get close enough to him. I could probably slip by him, but I know it's not going to happen because he's just too far ahead.
We're leading our teammate by 4.6 seconds.
I had to get under George there because I know he's probably going to hold me up. So had to get around him quick. Darn car is just so unstable over the curbs. Yeah, I still gotta do a lot more chassis upgrades to make this thing stable in the turns. This car, sometimes the car just gets so upset over the curbs. And here at a place like Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, you can't really escape the curbs at all because curbs are everywhere on this track. Yep, and it's starting to rain. I want to...
Copy.
Want to,
We're in 10th position. Vettel is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 4.7 seconds. They're on old softs. Russell is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh mediums. The gap to the leader is 13.0 seconds.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could ask Jeff if I can change tires, you know, so I can come in and get the inters. I guess he doesn't feel like the track's wet enough to put the inters on.
top 10 now. Keep it up. Say that again, we're having trouble receiving.
Now I gotta be really careful because with the low downforce setup that I have on the car, it's gonna be kind of hard, especially in the rain.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
Alright. Yeah, brakes are already brakes are starting to fail, and plus brakes are starting to fail, and the tire's not gonna have much grip for longer. I don't know about Jeff. I mean, you know, sometimes as a driver, I'm going to have to override his decision. You know, overrule his decision on staying out, because I don't think these tires are going to last much longer, especially if because I know the track's going to get more damp as the race goes on. So, I really would like to pit.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh, thank goodness.
Confirmed.
No, I want to go on to inters. I don't want softs. What the heck is wrong with you, Jeff? I want inters. Alright. Problem is, I can't toy around with my radio button. Really want to put on inters. No, I don't want softs.
We're no longer sure that these tyres are the right ones. It might be time to come in and change.
I want inters. I don't want softs.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed?
Jeez, Jeff, why didn't you say that earlier? Want intermediate tires. And the AI are just so stupid in this game, you know? They really are dumb, you know? Been calling for inters the first time, and yet Jeff does not listen to me. You know, I'm telling him I want intermediates. I don't want softs. I want inters. He's a dumbass, doesn't listen to me, you know? Alright, so let's go ahead and... Alright, I think I stopped in time. I think I was able to slow down just in time. So I knew the tires are going to slip the whole way down. I know that for sure.
Louis is in the pits. Louis in the pits.
I'll try to make this quick so Louis can get in and get his stop out of the way.
Go. Exit now.
Okay.
We're racing on the exit. Complete. Go now.
Alright, good. Excellent. Thank you, guys.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be aggressive with the battery, especially on the straights. So I know I could drive away from these guys on the straights. I know that. I've just got to be extra careful in the corners, because I know the tires aren't going to have as much grip in the corners. I know that because of the wet weather.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.8 seconds.
Just gotta do the best I can to try to protect the tires.
The gap to the car behind is 2.9 seconds. Our gap to the car in front is 3.0 seconds. I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being. Some information on Stroll. They have some kind of mechanical problem. We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Our gap behind is 4.3 seconds.
Tires slipped a little bit there under braking.
You're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes. The car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Ugh, I did not want to do that to Carlos. Just again, he stopped. Just I had better stopping power than he did. Car's still good. Yeah, that was definitely an accident. Just that I stopped a little bit. Just I stopped a little bit quicker than he did. So.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Gap to teammate behind is 25.9 seconds.
And no DRS, that won't really matter. Can't stop in time. Yeah, you can tell the tires are really starting to go away. It's getting harder since I've been following Carlos and Seb for a while now. Just can't get around them.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
I had to brake a little extra early there.
Okay, the gap behind is 7.0 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. Looks like the weather is going to dry up in about 5 minutes.
If I had one more lap, I could have gotten around him.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
But I'll take 10th though.
So another fantastic victory for Red Bull today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Bird. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull take over as championship leaders. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So yeah, not a bad race. It's just, like I said, it's so hard to pass. You know, I was trying to get around Carlos there, just couldn't get enough speed out of the corners. Just was too far behind. And I had to be careful of how much throttle I put down, so I try to control the wheel slip. Meanwhile, at team headquarters, got my upgrade to the. Alright. So yeah, I want to upgrade the durability equipment and build on the chassis. Yeah, do that one and that should be good. I should have money. Can upgrade one of these. Thinking of upgrading Louis a little bit, but probably would want to do, yeah, reduce the build time for the aero upgrades. So I was thinking of upgrading the let's see. Yeah, I've got a new upgrade, the plank, and got upgraded the DRS slot. I was thinking of adding these end plates on to assist the aero part of the car. Okay. Alright, so go ahead and advance the time.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
And then, of course, Louis' contract, which expires in August. So yeah, definitely will need enough money to help him out. I know that. And of course, I know France is a power track. I know that. Okay. So yeah, the next episode will be the French Grand Prix. So I'll see you guys in France. Bye.